Hey guys, welcome back to Motoverse Studio. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It is crazy to think about that we've been doing these Gundam haul videos for a year now. That's how old the channel is as well. And it'll start off as being a one-time thing, then it became 2, 3, and a year later, here we are, still going at it. And also we're at a point where there is not a lot of space left. We need more space. And also at this rate, I feel like we're never gonna put a dent in into our backlog. But I do enjoy making these videos, and we're gonna keep making them as long as we can. So do enjoy them, and let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started with the smallest kits, as we usually do. Here we have another SDW Heroes kit, and this is the Caesar's Legend Gundam. And it is a really cool looking one. As you know, I've been getting into the SDW Heroes line. I do think a lot of them are pretty cool. Not all of them, but some. And I do like Roman history. So, of course I had to get this. And what I like about this is the Roman themed uniform. It really does look like an emperor. Also, for some reason, this one comes with a dragon. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the images. Here we have a little description of the Caesar Legend Gundam. Here we can see it with its sword, the Geisha Espada. And the red armor pieces, those are the ones that can be transformed into the dragon. And here we can see what that looks like. So that is pretty cool. So yes, a very nice kit to get things started off with. On to the HGs, and let's get started with the newest kits for February. This one was released in early February, and this is the Gustav Karl Type 00. A really super cool beefy kit, and this is from Gundam Hathaway. Here we can see it battling against what I think is a messenger. I really do like all the sparks in the background, and the art right here looks battle damaged. So that's pretty cool. Taking a look at the sides, here we have the front and rear views. Here we can see the weapons that it comes with. It comes with a beam rifle, bazooka, and a beam saber. As for the gimmicks, it really highlights the articulation, which is pretty impressive on this type of kits that are big and bulky. We have some action images on this side. Top one with the rifle and the bazooka. We have this one highlighting the left open hand part that is included. And down here on this little screenshot, it tells you that it can be stored in the side skirt parts. On the other side, we have this really cool image, and it is indeed battling a messenger, a summary of the Gustav Karl. Now, it was really not a surprise that this year we were going to be getting some Gundam Hathaway kits, as I think it is the anniversary of it. There is a new movie that just came out in January. Then there's the kits that got announced to be released in the next couple of months, which are really, really cool, and I'm excited for. So that being said, it may not be too surprising if in the future we see more new Gundam Hathaway kits. Moving on, another one of the new February kits. Well, technically new. That is the Shalaya's Rigdom from G-Quox. And the reason I say technically new is because the only thing that's new from Shalaya's Rigdom and the regular Rigdom is just a color scheme. I really don't see anything that's different. I really do like the artwork though. We can see the red Gundam in the background with all of the 6 bits. So that is really cool. Let's take a look at some of the side images. Here's a really cool action pose. And here's another one using that third leg. Here with the beam sabers, with the bazooka. Here are the gimmicks. Again, they are identical to the Rigdom. You have the bazooka, 2 beam sabers, a couple of hands, and the wire and the hooks. On the other side, we have the front and rear views. Again, the only reason you would want to get this is because you do like the color scheme. Besides that, you can really go either or with the regular Rigdom or Shalaya's Rigdom. Next up is another somewhat new kit. This one was actually released in late January, but it didn't make it into the January Gundam haul. It came in a little bit after. So it was a little bit late, but either way, it is here. And this is the X666S Legend Gundam, or just short Legend Gundam. Either way, this is a really, really cool kit. I really do like the front cover here. What I like about this kit is actually the backpack, which looks like a turtle shell. The rifle looks pretty awesome as well. Here we have the front and rear views. Again, really cool design, just like the Providence Gundam. I like the Dragoons. The two missiles up here. Here we can see some of the action poses. Here with the double-sided beam saber. And something that I wasn't expecting that's really cool is that this kit comes with effect parts for the Dragoons. Here's the seat action system. Again, just articulation. Weapon-wise, we have the rifle, 2 beam sabers, the 2 giant missiles, 8 Dragoons, and the energy shield. On the other side, just like the Gustav, we have this other really cool image. Not sure, it looks like a Freedom Gundam. Here's our summary of the Legend Gundam. Again, super cool kit, and glad that we finally have it. Next up is a classic, and you can never go wrong with the classics. And this is the Principality of Sion's mass-produced amphibious mobile suit. This is the MS-04 Ag Guy. So, first off, it is very simplistic. There's really not much detail. And you really don't need much detail. It already looks pretty cool as it is. Right here in the background, we can see it shooting missiles from his hand. I do like the giant claws right here as well. And I think this is the same body that the bear guy has. Here we can see the claws, and on the other hand we have the missiles. And this is pretty cool. It's got the extendable arm. Here we can see that the claws are retractable, so they can go inside. And here's something that's really cool as well, that you can remove the top of the head to see some of the inner frame and the mono eye, which you can move around. Same thing with the arm here, as well as the leg. Also, you can remove the arm and replace it with this part to make it look like the arm got cut off. On the other side, we have the front and rear views. This one is kind of funny with his little backpack here. Here's our cool action shot. Cool kit for sure. And as much as I like the newer kits, I also appreciate the older ones. On to our next kit, and as we can see from the monochrome box, this one is from Premium Bandai, and this is the Gundam Maxter from G Gundam. Last year was the anniversary of the G Gundam, and we finally were able to get our hands on the Gundam Maxter. And if you haven't seen G Gundam, it is basically a giant tournament where different countries have a Gundam that represents them. And this one is for the US. And each Gundam from each different country is a bit stereotypical. You have Spain Gundam, that's a bull. You have the Netherlands Gundam, that's a windmill. I think the Finnish one is a fish. So yeah, they really rely on stereotypes, which I think is not a bad thing, personally, since it's not done in malice. I definitely would love to see a Tequila Gundam at some point. So, going back to the Gundam Maxter, it is basically a boxer, as we can see right here. So you can switch out the hands and replace them with sort of boxing gloves, I guess. Now, I don't know why they chose a boxer to represent the US. I feel like it would have made more sense to have done it as an American football player, which from here, it kind of does look like it. You got the giant shoulder pads. If this was a football helmet, it would have looked a lot cooler actually. Also, what's cool about this one is that we do get some side images, something that we usually don't get on Premium Bandai kits. Here we can see the Maxter Gundam in boxer mode. Here we have the gimmicks. It comes with its own base and its own fist effect, which is pretty cool. And we have this illustration next to it. Here it is surfing on the shield. And here we can see the contents. As I said, it comes with its own base, shield, effect parts, adapters, various joints, and of course the Gundam itself. Overall, really awesome kit and a good addition to our collection. On to our last HG kit, and it is another Premium Bandai kit, and it is another G Gundam kit, and that is the Gundam Rose. Now, this is the Gundam that represents France, and this one I really like, and I think the design for this one is perfect. As we can see right here, the Gundam Rose. If you didn't know this was from France, you would still guess that it is from France. Basically, they don't need to tell you that this is France. It's basically Napoleon, Gundam Napoleon. They definitely did a good job with this design. The missile parts right here are the ones that are roses. Looking at the side images, front and rear views, gimmicks wise, again, it comes with its own base, and you can use the parts of the cape to arrange them like this. Here's the illustration of that. Contents wise, just like the Gundam Maxter, it comes with its own base, some effect parts, the core lander, the saber, the roses, and some more adapter pieces. Super happy I was able to get both of them as a set. And what would be really cool would be to build both of them and set them up as if they were fighting each other. Moving on to the master grades, and we're going to get things started off with the newest MGSD. This is the Destiny Gundam, and this one barely made it into this month's Gundam haul. It doesn't even feel that long since we had the last one that we did covering the channel, and that was the MGSD Aerial Gundam, and that was back in August. So that's really crazy to think about, that it's been almost 6 months or so. Nevertheless, it is finally here, and this one looks super cool. I really like the Destiny Gundam, and I really like the effects on the wings, and it does come with the effects, so that is really awesome. Every single MGSD so far has been really good. I've only built the Aerial Gundam, despite having all of them. There's just not enough time to build all of them, but I will get to them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side images, and there is just so much to see right here. Let's start things off with the center image, and here we see the effects on the Destiny Gundam wings. Here we have some action shots. Really cool pose. Oh, it comes with other effect parts too. That's cool. Of course, the articulation is going to be pretty good, I assume. On the other side, we have our front view, and down here we have the front and rear views without the armor pieces and just the internal frame. Here's the rear view with the weapons docked. On the MGSDs, they always highlight the camera eyes, which is cool how layered they are. And here's a little summary about the MGSD. Definitely a cool kid, and one that I'm gonna have a review for sure on. Next up is something special, and something that I actually didn't thought I would see. This is the first Bird Ka, and of course it had to be the RX-78. And the reason I didn't think I was going to see this one before is because it is pretty old already. It is from 2002. As you guys might know by now, I am a really big fan of the classic RX-78 too. So getting my hands on all these variations, it is something that I do strive for. And now that we are on our goal to collect every single Bird Ka, this was definitely essential, it being the first one and all. And on the side, we can see the front and rear view, kind of an overhead shot. On the other side, we have a couple of close-ups. We can see the chest, the back side with the bazooka, side of the face, side of the head, the backpack, the skirt, and some pretty cool panel lines on the legs. I am really happy that finally we got our hands on this one. Next up is another special kit, and this one follows the RX-78 too. This one is from 2004, and this is the second Bird Ka. This is the Wing Gundam from Wing Gundam. And this is the animated version, which looks more robotic. And what I really like about this one is actually the wings, how mechanical they look. This part is pretty cool as well. Just like the RX-78 too, on the side we have the front and rear views, really showing off the details on the wings. On this side we can see some stats. On this side we have our close-up images. Here's an image of the cockpit opened, close-up of the gun, nice details on the face, shot from the back showing those markings, same thing with the shoulder here, and the panel lines on the legs. Again, very excited we got this as well. Next up is another bigger master grade, and this is an older one as well. This is the Infinite Justice Gundam from Gundam Seed, of course. Really cool artwork here. It looks just like a shot from the animation. Let's take a look at some of the side images. Here we have A close-up of the head, this nice action shot with the double-sided beam sabers. And something that I really like about the Infinite Justice Gundam is this effect part right here on the leg. How this attaches from the foot to the knee. And this would look really cool if it was an LED or if it was painted in fluorescent paint and it would glow. Here we can see the markings, some of the gimmicks, and here's a really cool showdown display in battle with the Destiny Gundam. On the other side, we can see the weapons, the beam sabers, the beam shield, and this hook, as well with the energy shield, our front view, rear view, and as usual with these older MGs, you get the 1/100 figures. And here's the backpack by itself. Really cool pick. And again, I really like the idea of replacing these parts with string LEDs. The one right here and the one for the double beam saber. Even the one on the backpack would be good. An even older and classier kit. This is the MSM03 GOG, or just GOG for short. Now, I feel that because this kit is very simplistic, nowadays it would get passed. But if you've seen the original Gundam series, you cannot pass this kit by. That's for sure. And that is the reason we have it. So what's really cool here, we can see that it is underwater. So it is an amphibious mobile suit. It's got these giant claws right here. Let's take a look at some of the side images. Here's this really cool action pose. Here we can see the inner frame. And it is a bulky inner frame. A back shot of the inner frame with the backpack off. Our 1/100 pilot. Some of the markings. On this side we have our front and rear view. Still looks pretty funny with his little backpack. Here we have some close-up shots. Starting off with the head and the movable mono eye. The cockpit, which can be opened, and you can see the pilot. Here's the arm and the leg. Another cool shot right here, cruising mode. So this is when it's underwater and how the claws retract. Pretty cool detail on the bottom of the feet. Another really cool addition. And this one, it is more fondly remembered when it did battle with the RX-78-2. And it's using its claws to catch the hammer ball. We can do a little recreation of that with these minis right here. Here's the RX-78-2 and here's the GOG. And just like that, just like the scene from the anime. Next up, another classic, and one that we actually just saw as a high grade, and that is the Ag Guy. So this one comes after the GOG, this one being the MSM04. And on this art cover, we can see that it is also underwater. Of course, it is an amphibious mobile suit right here, shooting its missile. And there's another one right here on the background. Again, even though this one is simple, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more detail here. Here we have the front view on the right side. And on the left side, we have some couple of close-ups. And we can see how the claw is retractable. So that is pretty cool. Here it is extended. We have the leg unit. Pretty good level of detail on that inner frame. On this side, we have the rear view. This one is really cool. Definitely a lot of detail on that inner frame. Here with some of the panels off. Of course, movable mono eye. All the missiles on that hand. The open cockpit with the pilot inside. This one comes with its own display base. So that is really cool. And it even comes with a little diver. That I had not seen. Here's an action pose, I guess. It doesn't really look like an action pose. It looks more like a sad pose. And here are the figures. This one comes with more than just one. We have the diver. And if you've seen the original series, then you would know who these three characters are. Katz, Let's, and Kika. Here's the effect. Here's a closer look at the effect parts. And that is really cool because rarely kits do come with effect parts. The markings and a cool shot, right? And another cool shot right here. Something cool that I hadn't noticed here before is the little diaper right here. Another awesome classic set right here. Definitely happy about this one. Down to our last master grade kit, and definitely a very special one, and one that was sold out in mere minutes. This is the full armor Double C Gundam Verka. And when I first saw this, I actually had a deja vu feeling, and that is because this is technically not a new kit, technically, since we already have a Double C Gundam Verka and even an enhanced Double C Gundam Verka. Let's take a look at some of the side images. Here we have the front and rear view. Just beautiful. Here are some close-ups. On the other side, we have the gimmicks. The mountain gun right here. Down here are all the armor pieces. And here it is equipped with all that stuff on. Again, a really cool addition to our collection. And just for fun, let me go ahead and show you the normal Double C Gundam. And that is right here, of course, a smaller box. Another masterpiece right here, and definitely one of my top 5. And here we have a perfect grade. However, this is an expansion. This is the full armor unit for the Unicorn Gundam. And this is what basically turns your Unicorn Gundam into the full armor unicorn. For a while, I didn't even know this existed until I saw it on the pre-owned Bandai website. I've always liked the full armor unicorn because of all the giant weapons and the giant thrusters. It just looks super, super cool. And then having that in 1/160th scale is just amazing. And here, let's take a closer look at these images from different angles. Here we have the front angle. And here is the side. And this is really cool. You can see how big the thrusters are. And they even need their own little base to hold them up. And here's a back image. On this side here, we have a close-up of the weapons. Here we have the beam Gatling gun, the thrusters, the hyper bazooka, hand grenade, grenade launcher, triple missile launcher. That's a lot of launchers. And the shield, which you get 2 of them. And on this side is where we can see all of the contents in a single shot. Also comes with this massive decal sheet right here. This is definitely worth getting, that's for sure. Actually, it even makes me want to get a second Unicorn Gundam. Moving on to our non-Gundam kits, and getting things started off is this 1/100 scale Metal Gear Ray from Metal Gear Solid 4. I am a fan of the Metal Gear series, so of course I had to get this one. And this one is actually re-released. I missed out on this one, but before this one I did buy the Metal Gear Rex one. This is a very beautiful artwork, and on this side, I'm not sure if you can see, it's a little bit hard to see. You can see Solid Snake here. Well, Old Snake. Very shiny box, so it might be hard to see. Here we have a couple of soldiers, and in the center is Ocelot, the Metal Gear 4 logo. On this side, we have a close-up of the open mouth of the Metal Gear Ray, our decal sheet. Here it is what it looks like when it's swimming underwater and outside of water. Also, what's really cool about this one is the base that it comes with. It's in this honeycomb shape. Another close-up. Here are the little figures that it comes with. Here is Old Snake and Ocelot and a couple of soldiers. On the other side, we have the front and rear views. Very happy about this one, and hopefully there's more Metal Gear kits out there. And there are more kits out there. Here we have the Metal Gear, this is a bit hard to say, Sahelanthropus. Sahelanthropus. This is the Metal Gear from Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain. Another super cool Metal Gear. And I really like the artwork on this one as well. Again, our shiny background. And it's got this red 5 Roman numeral on the background. And of course, the Metal Gear on the front. And just like the Metal Gear Raid, here, if you can see, is Big Boss. And the one that we have is the black version, which I think is the cool one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side images. Here is in Rex mode. And here's the other mode, standing up. This is quite hard to see, even in real time. Here's a close-up of the guns. Our 2 types of decal sheets. Nice shot of the cockpit opened. And here are the figures for this one. Very cool shot here. Another really cool set. And again, happy that we were able to get both of these in the same month. Also, here is my Metal Gear Rex that I built months ago. It is a little bit dusty, and it would be nice to actually work on this again. Moving on, it's another special kit and a first of its kind. This is my first 30-minute Sisters kit, and this is Shuremi. And the reason I got this one is because I really like the Sakura kimono type uniform on this one. And also because I actually did saw this on display, and it actually does look really nice. And also because right now it is starting to be cherry blossom season here in Japan. So I do want to actually get this one built during this time. It's got this really cool weapon right here. This is a spiked ball with a chain that attaches to the handle right here. And this is a Sakura flower. She comes with 3 different types of faces. Here it is a normal mode. Cool shots with the weapon in hand. Here we can see some of the contents. So this is armed mode. It comes with a couple of hands. Nice action shots on this side. On this side, we can see that it is customizable. And if you own other 30-minute mission kits or 30-minute sister kits, you can mix and match. And here's something that's really cool. Here it is combining weapons from the 30-minute fantasy line. And here it is with the lance from the Liber Lancer. So that is cool. I'm excited to get this one started. It'll be something new. And who knows, maybe later I'll end up picking more of the other 30-minute sister kits. Next up, we're going from 30-minute sisters to 30-minute fantasy. And I already own a couple of the 30-minute fantasy kits. And we just got this one. This is the Rosen Lancer. And I think this looks really, really cool. I really like the black color scheme. Really awesome spear. Nice shield as well. I do like the glowing eyes. And actually this made me think that the eyes would look really cool if we were to add some LEDs right here. The shield is nice as well. However, I feel like there's something missing here. Maybe some kind of decal or some crest or something like that. On this side, we can see all of the contents. The black and yellow silhouette. And here's all the pieces for the job change. And when you're ready for your job change, you have the armor cross, becoming the Rosen Lancer. And the element core for this one is Thunder. And the job change for that one is the Rosen Holy Knight, which looks okay-ish. I do like the big sword right here. The shield looks nice. So this is what was missing from the actual shield. On the other side, we have our front and rear view. Really like this one. I might actually build this one first. Next up, we have the Liber Wizard, and this one is also really cool. Whenever I play fantasy games like RPGs or things that involve other fantasy characters, I always go for the magic type classes. So this definitely resonates with me. I do like the color scheme on this one as well. Sort of like a white wizard. Pretty cool staff as well. Here we can see all of our contents. Black and blue silhouette. Not that many pieces here for the job change. Still looks cool when it's all put together. The element core here is ice. And here for the job change, you get to either be a Liber Enchanter or a Liber Sorcerer. Out of both of these, I think I do prefer the Liber Enchanter. The Liber Sorcerer here, I don't know, looks kind of weak. It looks more like a witch with the pointy hat. The staff is cool though. On the other side, we have our front and rear view. And also what's really cool is that we got the class-up armor for both of them. The Liber Enchanter and the Liber Sorcerer. So both of these don't come with that many parts. That's why both of them are in bags instead of boxes. We can see that right here. Not many pieces. Which one would you guys go for? Next up, another 30-minute fantasy kit. And this is more of an expansion one. This is the customized structure one. And basically what these are assets to expand your world. We get a couple of things, as you can see right here. We get a rock, a signpost, a bird type creature, a log, this mushroom creature, and slime, maybe a monster as well. Here we can see the Library Knights battling. Here on the side we can see all of the contents. So the slime is a monster in clear, the other one that can be in any color you want. Being a 30-minute kit means that you can customize, and here you can use the wings on your other kits. Cool shot on how you can place these and interact with the assets. On the other side we can see them painted. Again, very nice type of kit, and one of the reasons I am getting into the 30-minute fantasy ones. I really like the flexibility and the customization, so it really gives you control over many things on how you want to develop your own scenes. And we've made it to the end. This is our last kit, and it is the Customized Structure 2. This one just got released not too long ago, and again, just like the previous one, it is more assets, and this time it is more underground based, more for like a cave. We have more rocks. We have this bat creature, a sort of squid type one-eyed monster, and here is another monster which is more like a bear trap style. And here's a closer look of that, and we can see our heroes battling in the background. On the side, all of our contents. Here we have our 3 types of monsters, and what's really cool about this one is that you can actually combine it with another set with the item shop night option. That set comes with a crate, and you can put this one inside of that, so it's like a mimic. That's pretty cool. Here's the Library Knight just taking a rest. Nice composition right here. And on the other side we can see them painted, so it is totally up to you how you want these ones to look. Very cool set, having structure 1 and 2. This definitely gives me a lot of ideas on how to expand beyond this for future dioramas. Once again, thank you guys for joining me in another Gundam haul video. We got our hands on a lot of awesome kits. The toughest part is always deciding which ones to build next. As always, thank you for joining me. Have a nice day, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.